Sanibonani, hello, Tobela, everyone. Talk about a proper fun Friday. Guys, you don't know how excited I am to be talking to Sebo today. Sebo, hello.
Hey,
Welcome
thank
to
you.
Tea with Bongi.
Yes, tea with Bongi. I'm also having my cup of tea here.
Oh, yes, cheers, darling.
Cheers.
I am so excited. As I was saying, I had to get on something proper because I spent the whole day today on your page just looking at your work. You are so
Oh,
amazing.
thank you so
I
much.
was like, oh my God. Everything is just so proper. Everything is just like so boom. Everything pops.
Yes.
I'm just like, I need to show me this vocab right now so that I can just properly just say the right things. How are
you
you and welcome?
Thank you so much for having me. When my sister Sahara actually told me about you, she's like, she's amazing. Her interviews are lively, they have energy. So when I was doing my research as well, I was like, you know what, let me put on my most colorful shirt because I'll be speaking to Bongi and I'll be having a tea with her. So I'm so excited and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming through. I know how busy you are. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you talk and tell us about Usebo, a guy from Limpopo to the world, an international brand, a
Yes.
beautifully, proudly South African brand, from Limpopo to every single household and now to international. Tell us about you.
You know what? Just like you said, I'm somebody who grew up from a. I like to say my town is a small town, but I don't know if people from my town will agree. But sometimes when you grow up in like whether in KZN and Eastern Cape, you sometimes just dream of like being like you don't get the chance to dream as big as you want.
Mm,
So the one thing that I think gave me a very big advantage was the fact that my dad lived in New Zealand, and when he came back there was always that thing in my head where I was like, okay, if this man was able to do it in his older age, I want to also be able to like travel the world. So from high school, I've had the dream of like maybe just doing my university abroad or anything like that. So I think that thing is what sparked that go-getter spirit that let's do something different and I think from there on I went to university and I always say that university is a place where we like find out what we really love. You could be
mm,
studying something else, but you could be like your passion and your interest could be on something else. So for me, it was really that thing. I knew I was studying marketing, but I was interested in clothing for women, making women feel and look great. So just
yes.
from there on, I took it on.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Okay, so I have to ask you because I have been reading all about you and you are a guy who's all about arty. I followed your trail going to Netherlands, but why did you choose to like why women fashion? Like you are great in drama even. You could have
Yeah.
decided to be an actor, you know. I was seeing how fabulous you were in that drama department as well, but you
Yeah.
chose no. Women clothing.
So you know what? To be honest, this was the easiest route. I still love and want to be on a TV production like Isibaya. If you're watching, hello.
Yes.
But to
Yeah,
be
but
honest, with with fashion, it's something that I was able to start small. Like there's some things you need other people to help. You need a production company to believe in you. You need other companies to elevate who you are. But with clothing, it's something that has always been a love of mine. And I was like, you know what? Because I didn't even study fashion, but I had the passion and the love for it. And I was like, let me start small. Let me make a dress for one friend who tried to go into many stores and couldn't find the right size. And she started feeling like maybe my body's too much. Maybe I should slim, like I should have these crazy diets before this event. And I was like, no, let's just custom make it for you. You and me, let's go find fabric first. From fabric, and then we went to find the tailor, and we just did amazing stuff for her. And from there on, I also started getting that confidence to know, like, okay, if I could do this for her, let me also start making clothes for myself that makes me
yeah.
stand out and feel great. And that's how I started with the fashion and the clothing and the interest, especially in women's wear, women's body, and women's confidence.
That's amazing.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So how I love the fact that how you are talking about how you started with one friend and you started small and you kept on growing your business. Can you take us through your entrepreneurial journey? How did you what is it? What are the steps that you did growing your business? Getting it known, getting people to buy it. How what is it that you did?
I really love this question because I speak to my friends all the time and I tell them how you could still be working at your call center job or wherever you're working, but
Mm.
on the side, have that side hustle.
Amen.
I believe so much in the side hustle. And for me, it was the
Yes.
same thing. I finished my university. I worked for a company where I was doing marketing, but on the
Mhm.
side, on the weekends, I was dressed nice. I was looking good. I was going to
Yes.
events. And when people were saying, hey, where did you get this? Who did this? I said, I made it for myself. So that's literally how first I started with my business. And I think the important thing besides all of this is the passion. So do not, I think to anyone out there, do not start a business if you're not interested in it. Like have the passion for what you're doing. I mean, sometimes our parents can say, hey, I have this X amount of money, go out and do this business. But if it's not what you love, literally be honest to your parents and be like, no, if you have X amount of money, let me do a studio for photography or whatever. So passion is also a key factor. Because I was passionate about it, even when sometimes friends wanted to do stuff but they couldn't afford it, or they thought that I was expensive, like people would say, but I own a shop, or usafe kanukala and you've
Mm.
just started. And in my head I'm like, well, you are
Hello.
able to pay this with another designer, but mina ngoba ngumamothungayo ekhoneni, which I'm still doing something which is great, of great quality. You feel that you don't want to pay that. So I still, with a lot of that noise, I still had to remain confident and passionate and be like, one day it's all right. And I
That's
mean,
amazing.
the next step is like registering your business. After registering your business, you know what? Registering your business is great because even though in the first 1 or 2 years, it's not successful, you never know.
Mm.
One day you'll wake up, a big company can say, hey, it's Funu Supply, I'm a Maskai 1000. Now they would say, are you registered? Are you all of these? So
And you
if you
don't
have those
have.
documents, it's always a great backup for you as a business person that one day goes over right.
So definitely being prepared. I love that. Being
Yeah.
prepared, even though you are still in like swimming small, but being prepared for the big guys. I love
See
that.
yourself as a big guy. See yourself as a
Love
big
that.
guy all the time. Like, just even when you do your clothing, your business. That's why I say with my business, even when I was starting out with the 1 or 2 clients, I was charging at a price where I know that first of all, the product is great quality, it's done
Mm.
well. So that now the price it should say with the Bob Mamela, like
La-
like
mm.
let's do the
Like
right.
I get it. I love that. Okay, so I want to talk to you about in Zulu there's a thing that say indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili. Like
Yeah.
those who have gone before, you ask them ukuthi how. So you've just shared with us how, but now I just want you to tell us what are your personal attributes do you think ukuthi helped you to become really successful? Like personal things that you see ukuthi it's not big changes, but the little things that you see ukuthi they have actually helped you have a bigger success.
Yeah. You know what? For me, I always tell this. It's a funny joke. When I arrived in Johannesburg, I worked for a bank, which I was doing customer service. I was literally basically general inquiries, ne? So literally the stupidest of jokes, they were arriving to us. Like somebody would call maybe some 19 phone bank, or like by accident they would call us. So we were the people who were on the grassroots level and were receiving every little inquiry. But what that did is that it helped us know the whole company itself. Because if somebody was asking me about fraud, if somebody was asking me about check account or anything else, I was able to know about it. So just that experience of working in a customer service industry, this is literally the key secret in my business right now. As a customer, you will feel like you're important, you will feel like you're the only one, and literally those are some of the attributes I have. as a person as well, I'm like so welcome, and like I think that thing of me just
You are a
I'm
whole
talking to
vibe. You
Bongi,
are a whole
I'm
vibe. Like,
a whole mood. Like I'm talking to Bongi now. She's in another province. I'm in another province, but I still want to make the client feel like I care about you and I want to give you the best ever. So that for me is one of the key things that has always like been a great secret in the business.
I absolutely love that. So, it just kind of reminds me of that saying, Wuti, people never forget how you make them feel. So you
Oh
just
yeah,
bring that.
yes,
You bring that.
yeah,
Okay, Siyabonga. All right, I want to ask you about your designs now. I see that you have stayed very true to the African print.
yeah,
So I wanna ponder your brain about that. Ukuthi, you could I know you have seen other designs, but you've stayed very, very true to the African print. That is mainly you. And
yeah.
one of the reasons why did you choose Ukuthi, this is going to be you? That's the African print, that's how you're going to operate.
Yeah. So this will sound so cheesy, but first of all, I'm African. So it made sense for me to do African prints, African designs. And the second thing is, again, with all of my clothing, it's about body positivity, like trying to hide umkaba, maybe a print, or to showcase your curves. And these bright colors and these flowers and all these designs, they work perfectly to help with the vision that I have. Because with me, every time I'd always have like a black tee and black jeans, but then I'd put a cardigan which is printed, or I'd put like a shirt over which is printed, and that would just add that spice to my look. So I think that the one thing that is the fact that I resonated well because I'm African and I feel proud. And the second thing was the fact that it helps with the body shaping and it's with the body like illusion. Like, to be honest, if you ever feel like maybe we're doing and you don't know, just just a shirt, the African print, airline, elengayo, air pants, it will still steal the show at the wedding. It will make you feel great, and so these are like that statement item about an item is what made me do this. That's part of it. I want to tell you the other truth of it. The other
Tell
truth is
me.
I was going to America to work for at a summer camp, right? So when I was going to work at a summer camp, because I'm so entrepreneurial myself, I was already like selling one or two items, but I realized that what could I sell in America that they don't have there, and I realized that the African print dresses and the African print clothing that I make is one thing. When I get there, it will literally sell off as hotcakes. So I did that. When I went there, I was able to sell out. And when I came back, because when I was there, I was also posting on social media. So Omanguya, I'm known as the guy my favorite African print. And that was just specifically for America because in my head I thought I wanna give Americans what they don't have, which is African print for other African Americans there. But little did you know that whatever you do in life follows you. People will always remember you of what you've always done. And when I came back and people knew me as that, I was like, let's continue with it. I love it.
Asambe. I love it.
Asa.
Okay, now tell me about lockdown. Yo, guys, like I know that lockdown has not been kind to us as entrepreneurs.
Mm.
But I see with him, you've also been so creative. I saw ukuthi ungenile kwama-maski, and that's what I love about entrepreneurs who can like sort of change quickly. Tell us about lockdown and your business during lockdown. Ukuthi, how did it go? And how was that?
Yeah. You know, some people now like to ask us about lockdown as if iphelile. As entrepreneurs, we are still in
And it's gonna
lockdown.
get
Like
worse.
we are still fully in it. I mean, the fact that we cannot do like I'm a pop-up sale, I'm a like on markets, we cannot do markets, which is where we get a lot of our sales. We are literally as entrepreneurs still heavily affected by the pandemic. And but I think what I've always thought and what I did was to realize that okay, I have, especially the first 21 days, I realized okay, I have 21 days of lockdown, of not going anywhere. Before we started locking down, when people were traveling everywhere else, I bought fabrics and I put them ngahlala nawo endlini. And every day I was literally challenging myself to cut something else, to create a new item, even though I didn't have sales, but I knew that these are items I'm going to use as advertisement as soon as Korea, or as soon as Isama Ifik. I was like, this lockdown is in winter, but if I'm able to like start cutting, start stitching,
Wow.
during that time, I would be able to go to my figure in lockdown. It's numbing pays why. Like as soon
Wow.
as we open, I mean, right now I'm telling you, as soon as the president is able to say we can have like more bigger gatherings or anything like that, I'm ready to like stand at a corner and be like, here's my clothes, here's a pop-up saying,
Nazo.
let's go. And I mean, I know it's different. For example, I'm able to work from home because I have my clothing here. I have my machine and everything. So it was different with other entrepreneurs, but I was so fortunate to still be able to have Imishiniami and everything lined. And those masks are literally were a blessing to every fashion designers, because even the high-end fashion designers who do something which is like 10,000 rand or 20,000 rand,
They were selling masks.
they
They
all
were
did that.
selling masks.
Everybody was selling. I mean, even people who are not fashion designers. So it was really another way.
I started selling masks. Do you know what? I don't own a machine. I don't know how to sew. A friend of mine had a machine. I was like, girl, I'm gonna go YouTube. I was like, let me learn. And I started selling masks and got onto it. I was
Yeah.
telling everyone, look, listen, there's a tender. There's a tender. There's a tender. Every single person in South Africa needs a mask. That means there's a tender.
There is a tender for everyone. So it really, that also is something that we could look up, we could look back at it and say, no mas losing up. If you were wise enough and you took that opportunity and you advertised your products, you were able to make something during the pandemic.
Sebo, thank you so much for coming through. You us. I could just talk to you the whole day. Like literally, your
Is this
vibe is
over?
absolutely
I'm gonna
amazing.
cry. Is this over?
You are amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so I'm gonna let you go. I know you're very, very busy, but I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out to chat to us over tea and inspire us. Your story is absolutely beautiful. I love how you started, you know, as human beings, there's so many reasons for us to be fearful. We're scared what people are gonna say, and what is this and that. And I was watching your adverts about how even your own parents were like, no, you need to a big home, you need to do this, but you were brave and you started, and you are here and you are successful at what you wanted to do. And
Yeah.
so we celebrate you, and we just want to spotlight you, and may God increase you and bless the work of your hands.
God, thank you. Bongi, thank you so much. You know what what I've literally this week I was looking at the interviews you were having, and I love the fact that right now Black South Africans, Black entrepreneurs are supporting each other, and literally this is the only way that we will be able to stand next to one of the big
100%.
corporates and everything like that. So thank you so much for this moment. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I can't wait to make more amazing clothes for everybody in South Africa.
Definitely. I'm ordering a jacket for my husband. He's already claimed one. He's like, yeah, I want this one. I'm like, okay, baby, I'm getting it for you. So thank you so much. May God bless you. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you so much, Bongi. Bye.